Students, welcome to the chemistry class number 104, and we are going to discuss about the electrochemistry. That is the new chapter today is the electrochemistry. Electrochemistry. So generally this electrochemistry deals with the production of electricity, production of what? Electricity, and also the interconversion of chemical energy to electrical energy and electrical energy to chemical energy. Here, chemical energy into electrical energy and electrical energy into chemical energy. So that means it is possible to convert chemical energy to electrical energy and electrical energy to chemical energy. So that means electrochemistry is a branch of chemistry which deals with the study of the conversion of or interconversion of chemical energy and electrical energy, or conversion of chemical energy to electrical energy and electrical energy to chemical energy. So this is the concept in electrochemistry. One more thing you see, so this electrochemistry also deals with the production of electricity from the energy released during the spontaneous chemical reactions. So that means chemical reactions spontaneously takes place. So during the spontaneous chemical reactions, some energy is released, you see. So that energy can be converted into electrical energy. That is, it is the branch of chemistry which deals with the production of electricity from the energy released during the spontaneous chemical reactions. That is the definition of electrochemistry. So after that, we have to discuss some of the aspects or the definitions like electrolyte. In the electrochemistry, this electrochemistry also deals with the study of the abnormal behavior of electrolytes. Abnormal behavior. What is meant by this abnormal behavior? So why? Because this is some electrolytes. So electrolyte is a substance which conducts electricity either in the fused state or in the aqueous medium. What is electrolyte? Electrolyte is a substance which conducts electricity either in the fused state or in the aqueous medium or in the solution state. So that substance is called electrolyte. Or in other way, we also defined as electrolyte is a substance which when dissolved in water becomes an ionic conductor. When electrolyte is dipped in water, it becomes an ionic conductor. Ionic conductor means, you see, it conducts electricity due to the movement of ions. That is also the definition of electrolyte. So if you come to the types of electrolytes, types of electrolytes. So that means we come to the conclusion that electrolyte is a substance which when dissolved in water becomes an ionic conductor, or electrolyte is a substance which conducts electricity either in the fused state or in aqueous medium. But these electrolytes are types of electrolytes. Electrolytes are classified into three classes. So that is weak electrolyte, second one strong electrolyte, and non-electrolyte. Weak electrolytes, strong electrolyte, and non-electrolyte. What is a weak electrolyte? Weak electrolytes are nothing but the electrolytes which dissociates partially. So that is partial dissociation of electrolyte is nothing but weak electrolyte. And then strong electrolyte is a substance or electrolyte which dissociates completely, complete ionization. That is strong electrolyte. So non-electrolytes are catatone dissociates, not dissociates. So these are the definitions of weak electrolytes, strong electrolytes, and non-electrolytes. So that means electrolytes are nothing but the substances which when dissolved in water becomes ionic conductors, or which conducts electricity either in the fused state or in the aqueous medium. But coming to the types of electrolytes, weak electrolytes, strong electrolytes, and non-electrolytes. Weak electrolytes dissociates partially in aqueous medium. Strong electrolytes dissociates completely in aqueous medium. Non-electrolytes does not dissociate at all. So this is the definition of that is weak, strong, non-electrolyte. For example, you see, if you take acetic acid, what is the formula for acetic acid? CH3COOH. So this CH3COOH weak electrolyte dissociates partially in aqueous medium. You see, in the aqueous medium. So giving acetate ions CH3CO minus ions and H plus ions. So that is weak electrolyte acetic acid dissociates partially, giving acetate ions and the H plus ions. Acetate ion. H plus ion is a hydrogen ion, you know. If you write a double arrow mark, it is in, that is concluded that you see some of the acetic acid molecules dissociates giving acetate ion and H plus ion, and some of the acetic acid molecules will be undissociated. That means you see some molecules dissociate, some molecules will be as it is without undergoing any dissociation. That is the meaning of weak electrolyte which dissociates partially. So that means some molecules of electrolyte dissociate, some molecules will be as it is without undergoing dissociation. That is called weak electrolyte. Second one you see strong electrolyte. Strong electrolyte, for example, if you take the sodium chloride or NaCl, dissociates giving Na plus Cl minus or HCl. So it dissociates giving H plus Cl. That means you see, so these are the electrolytes which dissociates completely in aqueous medium. Giving, that means you see, none of the electrolyte molecules will be as it is without undergoing dissociation. That means you see, in the aqueous medium, all the molecules of NaCl, all the molecules of HCl completely dissociates giving the ions. But here, in this case, you see, in the solution, there contains undissociated molecules and ions. In this case, it contains only ions, not the molecules. So that is the meaning of strong electrolyte. So third one you see, so that is non-electrolytes which does not dissociate at all in the aqueous medium or in the fluid state. That is nothing but your alcohol, benzene, ether, ether. So these are the molecules which does not dissociate at all. So therefore they are the non-electrolytes. That is types of electrolytes. So then differences between weak electrolytes and non-electrolytes you see. That is weak electrolytes and strong electrolytes. So that means what is the difference between weak electrolytes and that is strong electrolytes? So weak electrolyte dissociates partially. We know that you see, dissociates partially. It dissociates what? Completely, you know. And second one you see, contains molecules and ions. It contains some of the molecules without undergoing dissociation molecules and some ions. But it contains only ions but not the molecules. Strong electrolyte solutions contains ions, but weak electrolyte solutions contains ions as well as undissociated molecules. So both will be present. Here only ions are there. And since weak electrolyte solution contains some of the ions whose mobility is very low, you see, they move slowly. Therefore, conductivity is very less. You see, low conductivity. They exhibit low conductivity. But here, strong electrolyte solution contains all the ions, no molecules. Therefore, they exhibit high conductivity. So this is the meaning of that is a strong electrolyte and weak electrolyte. Weak electrolytes exhibits low conductivity, strong electrolytes exhibits high conductivity. These strong electrolytes, that is weak electrolytes contains molecules as well as ions. Strong electrolytes contains only ions. Weak electrolytes dissociates partially. Strong electrolytes dissociates completely. So that is the difference between weak electrolyte and strong electrolyte. So then, after that, definition of electrolyte and that is your types of electrolytes. So then we will have one more definition, that is degree of ionization. Degree of ionization. What is meant by degree of ionization? And it is given by the letter alpha. Degree of ionization of an electrolyte is defined as, or it is the ratio of the fraction of the molecules dissociates total number of molecules taken. So what is degree of ionization or degree of dissociation? Degree of ionization or dissociation, both are same. Dissociation, both are same. Degree of ionization or degree of ionization is defined as it is the ratio of the fraction of the molecules dissociates out of the total number of molecules taken. So total number of molecules taken, for example, we see 100 molecules you are going to take. Only 25 molecules will undergo dissociation. You will get 25% dissociation. 25% dissociation. That means you see out of 100, only 25 molecules dissociate, not 75 molecules as it is. So that means you see alpha degree of ionization is defined as it is the fraction of the total number of the molecules dissociates. Sorry, fraction of the molecules dissociates divided by total number of molecules taken. So therefore, it is the fraction of the molecules dissociates from the total number of molecules taken at a given temperature. That is the definition of this. So that means you see only 40% dissociates. For example, 40. So divided by 100, that will be equal to 40 divided by 100. You see that is 0.4. 0.4. So like that, we can alpha is equal to 0.4. So that is how, that is it is only for weak electrolytes. Degree of ionization is meant only for weak electrolytes, which is less than 1 mC. But for strong electrolytes, it is 1 or greater than 1 mC. So it is 1. So that means for strong electrolytes, it is always 1 mC. So complete dissociation takes place. Therefore, alpha is equal to 1 for strong electrolytes. So alpha is equal to less than 1 for weak electrolytes because it is 0.1. That means you see 1%, 2%, 10%, 99% dissociation will take place. Up below 100%, you see the dissociation takes place. So therefore, you see for strong electrolytes it is always alpha is equal to 1. Okay. So next, after this, we have one more concept that is called the resistivity. Resistivity or resistance of a material. In the physics also we know that you see the resistivity of a material or resistance of a material. Generally, the resistance are almost all the substances offers resistance. Almost all the substances offers resistance for the flow of charges through them. That means generally the substances offers the resistance for the flow of charges through them. So therefore you see the resistance of a material R is directly proportional to the length of the conductor or length of the substance divided by and inversely proportional to area of cross section. That means resistance of a material is directly proportional to length of the conductor and inversely proportional to area of the cross section. R is equal to rho into L by D, where rho is called the resistivity of the substance or specific resistance. It is also called the specific resistance. Okay. So therefore, what is rho? Rho is equal to RA divided by L. If you take the value of rho here, rho is equal to LA divided by RA divided by L. So what is RA? If you put the that is units for resistance, that is R is equal to resistance is measured in ohm. You see, ohm area of cross section, that is meter square. You see, area means M into M. Okay. So RA divided by L means meter. That is, if you take centimeter, it is a centimeter. If it that means you see that will be equal to ohm meter. So mm cancel, you will be getting ohm meter. Rho is equal to ohm meter or ohm centimeter. If you take centimeter, ohm centimeter. Okay. So this is rho. That is called the resistivity of the material. Okay. So after that, that is then coming to the conductivity. Conductivity or conductance. Next, What do you see? Conductance or conductivity, that is G. So what is this G you see? That is conductivity of a substance, or conductivity is nothing but it is the ability of the substance to conduct electricity. What is that conductivity? Conductivity or conductance is the ability of the material to conduct electricity. Ability of the material to conduct electricity, and this conductance is the reciprocal of resistance. Reciprocal of resistance R. Conductivity G is equal to 1 by R. So that is 1 by R means G is equal to 1 by R means 1 by ohm you see. So therefore conductivity is equal to ohm minus 1. Ohm minus 1. So this ohm minus 1, ohm means that is ohm. That is ohm minus means it is also written as Mohs, given to as Mohs. R is also called Siemens. The unit of conductivity is equal to Siemens. Okay. And after that we see is conductance or conductivity. So next word is specific conductivity. Next one is specific conductivity. We will come to this one you see. Specific conductivity. Specific conductivity. Conductance. Specific conductance. This specific conductance or specific conductivity, it is the conductance of the material you see. It is the conductance, actually it is conductance exhibited by the material in which the area of cross section is the conductivity measured you see. So for example, if you take one example you see. So this is the electrolyte solution and these are the two conductors. For example, it is the conductivity, specific conductivity is the conductance produced in between two electrodes. So this is the two electrodes, electrode. This is electrode, positive and negative. So therefore, specific means particular. Specific conductivity is nothing but the conductivity produced in between two electrodes, separated by a distance of that is 1 centimeter, and area of cross section 1 centimeter square. Area of cross section is 1 centimeter square. Area 1 centimeter square. Length of length between the space in between two electrodes is length is equal to that is in between space in between two electrodes is 1 centimeter, and the area of cross section is 1 centimeter square. The total the conductivity produced by 1 cm cube of the solution, 1 cm cube of solution, or 1 meter cube of solution. So that means you see the solution conductivity is to be measured using. So therefore, specific conductivity is the conductivity produced in between two electrodes, which are separated by a distance of 1 meter or 1 centimeter, and the area of cross section 1 meter square or 1 centimeter square. Totally 1 meter square and 1 meter, or 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter square. Total is nothing but 1 centimeter cube or 1 meter cube of the solution. It is the conductivity produced by 1 meter cube of the solution. It is the conductivity produced by 1 centimeter of the solution. How you will be getting? So it is the conductivity produced in between two electrodes, separated by a distance of two electrodes which are separated by a distance of 1 centimeter, and the area of cross section 1 centimeter square. Therefore, 1 centimeter square into 1 centimeter is nothing but 1 centimeter cube. So therefore, it is the conductivity produced by 1 cm cube of the solution, let us say, or 1 meter of the solution. Okay, that is the definition. And what is the unit of specific conductance? So specific conductance is nothing but you see. So that is unit is obtained by specific conductance is the reciprocal of specific resistance. Specific conductance is the reciprocal of, I will write here you see, specific conductance is the reciprocal of specific resistance. Remember, specific conductance is the reciprocal of specific resistance. So therefore you see, what is the specific resistance? That is rho. Specific resistance is called as rho. So therefore, that is a specific conductivity is denoted by the letter K. You see K. So therefore K is equal to 1 by rho means 1 by rho. 1 by rho means K is equal to 1 by rho. That is 1 by rho means you see 1 by ohm meter. So there that will be equal to per ohm per meter. Per ohm means Simon, you see Simon per meter or Simon per meter. Or it is also written as K, specific conductivity. Or it is also written as R. K is equal to Simon per centimeter. If you put in centimeter, it is per centimeter. If you put in meter, per meter. Simon per meter or Simon per centimeter. Simon per meter or Simon per centimeter. Why? Because you see, specific conductance is the reciprocal of specific resistivity. So therefore, K is equal to 1 by ohm meter. So 1 by ohm meter means per ohm per meter. Per ohm means Simon. It is written as Simon. Simon per meter. If it is expressed in centimeter, it may be written as that is Simon per centimeter. Simon per centimeter or ohm centimeter. That is 1 by ohm centimeter. That means per ohm per centimeter we can call it as. So that is how we can do the that is a unit of specific conductivity also. So let us meet in the next video.